Welcome, my dear people. Today I want to talk about African music, African folk songs. What is a folk song? Folk means people. Therefore, a folk song is a song of the people. So, behind this music, my dear people, we have communities. This is music of the people, a song of the people. We therefore look at this folk music in terms of communities. In these communities, we see creators of their music. We must therefore be faithful to the idiom of a particular community when we are singing this folk song. My dear people, in Africa, music is life. Therefore, the life cycle of an African in his society, music deals with all the occasions that are within his environment, like child naming, rituals, working, games, and of course, lullabies. So, as a musician, one must do research in order to come up with a folk song of any community. One must understand the circumstances under which the song was written, or rather, the song was performed. For example, which occasion was it performed? Was it during birth? Was it during marriage? And so forth. My dear people, singing is a cultural expression. Therefore, one should understand his singers to perform effectively. So, the choir trainer and singers are not business partners. The choir trainer and his singers are not business partners. As a choir trainer, you must appreciate the personality in your singers. You need to work with them. Remember, once you have trained these singers, and now they are preparing to go to the stage. So when they enter to the stage, they take a character. So my dear friend, as a trainer, you make sure you decharacterize them after performance. You decharacterize them after performance. Above all, my dear people, your singers must be your friends. Make sure you know each one of them. Need to take note of this seriously. Don't take a choir to stage until they know the song well. Because as a singer, you need to enjoy on stage. So if you go on stage and you have not mastered your words, the lyrics, definitely you will not enjoy. You'll not bring out the required mood. My dear trainer, consider the group you are leading. You need to know whether is it single or mixed. Is the performance, the song you have prepared, performed by only men, or performed by only women, or performed for both? So you need to consider. That's why I'm still insisting you need to do research on the culture and idiom of a particular community where you have taken that song from. That's why You don't die with a song whose background you don't know. Because here we are talking about authenticity. And you cannot talk about authenticity of a particular community that you don't know. So authenticity is about identity. My dear people, I want us to look on the accompaniment, or rather instrumentation, during the performance of this folk song. You need to start with the instrument and don't bring it in the last minute. And in this, the choice of this instrument, my dear people, you need to observe authenticity. If it is a Luhya folk song, if it's a Luo folk song, any accompaniment in terms of instruments, they should be from that particular community. So you need to observe various cultural backgrounds. You need to look at the mood. Is it concomitant to the functions? There is also what we call paramusical effects. This is the appropriate use of fly whisks, spears, and so forth. Another aspect I want us to look at is the soloist. This is a very important aspect in a performance. My dear people, this person called a soloist must be handled with care. You need to take some time with him or her. As a trainer, you need to make him or her your best friend. Because this soloist is the leader. He or she guides and controls the performance. He or she links the singers rather, with the audience. He or she has to find the lyrics, or rather words, of the song. And this is how one now gauges the seriousness of the occasion. This soloist supplies necessary historical effects. And this is the person also who pitches the choir on stage. My dear people, I want us to look at the costume and decor in a folk song. The costume and decor in a folk song. The costume must give the cultural identity in order to enhance the movement and bring about uniformity. And lastly, I want us just to look at the general points when performing an African folk song. One, you should have a brief introduction. And if you are joining two or more themes, they must be the same. My dear people, the song you have chosen must be authentic. And the tone quality should be functional. Relate that to the authenticity. A folk song is not a rather Western set piece. So the quality, the tone quality should be functional. And my dear people, because to enhance your performance, to enhance your folk song performance rather, you need to have some movements. So the dancing should be relevant, but make sure the dancing, any movement you introduce in your folk song should enhance the performance. Remember, the purpose of performing a folk song is singing, communicating, giving the message. So make sure the movements enhance the performance. Also, the dynamics should be guided by the texts in a folk song. My dear people, avoid exaggeration when you are performing a folk song. That is very, very important. The choir should be audible enough with the relevant mood. And there should be what we call effective stage use. Effective stage use. Dance and instrumentation should play a secondary role in a folk song. That's very, very important. Dance and instrumentation should play a secondary role in performing an African folk song. Next time, we shall talk about African folk dances. Thank you for listening to me.